You know what time it is? It is Sports Post Podcast time. This is Jag Mangit. Thanks for tuning in. I got the world's best boss mug again. Yes, you guys already know. Okay, so I got ESPN on in the background, and currently they're talking about Wizards and the 76ers. But before I divulge into that game, I want to take a look and talk about what transpired. Not just like the games. I want to talk about the idiot that threw popcorn at Russell Westbrook and the moron that spit on Trae Young at MSG last night in the Knicks game. And I couldn't see it. Like I literally could not see that he spit on him. But when they actually slowed the actual the video down, you could tell, and they highlighted that part. You could see the actual spit hitting Trae Young, and that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Um, he got banned indefinitely. Like that's a slap on the wrist, and quite frankly, say so is throwing popcorn at Russell Westbrook. So it honestly is like the stupidest thing to do as a fan, and I don't know how the NBA is going to address this. I don't know how Adam Silver is going to address this topic, but they should do something because at the end of the day, you do not spit on somebody, and also you do not throw popcorn at somebody. Like Russell Westbrook made a good point. They, if Russell Westbrook saw that person in the street, he knows what would happen, and you know, I'm sure it'd be like it wouldn't be banned indefinitely. Like Russell Westbrook would knock him out completely, like actually beat the hell out of him. So it's just kind of like, okay, so if if the person got arrested last night, and quite frankly, he should get arrested on both incidents, the popcorn and the spit. Yet they would say, "Oh no, it was just a popcorn and spit." But the thing is, they know that they're protected because they know the players can't do anything, and they can't do anything, so that's why they do it. But from a moral perspective, that is utterly incredibly wrong to do, and I was flabbergasted when I actually saw that last night, and I couldn't believe my eyes because you got to think to yourself, what year is this? How old are you? Because these guys, they I didn't see a good picture, but they seemed at least 25 years old, and to actually do that, I don't know if anyone knows, but the human mind doesn't get transformed until like the mid 20s. So these guys looked a lot older than that, and yet they're still doing this kind of crap. So I really hoped that they would have got arrested because it is battery. Like, what if somebody did that to a cop? What if somebody threw popcorn at a cop? What if somebody spat on a cop? I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just get banned indefinitely. They should be arrested. 100% they should be arrested. They should be charged, at least something. I can guarantee you, if the cop got spit on or got thrown popcorn at, they would have been charged. The cop would never let that go. But these fans know that nothing's gonna be happening to them, and it's just that's why they do it, and utterly wrong. So I really hope that something else stiffer gets done to these individuals who think that they're gonna do something. I could tell, like people were hyped after a pandemic, and you couldn't. This is your first game back and first playoff game, and first game seeing in fans in the stand, and I could tell you're hyped. Like, look at New York when they won last night. Everybody's screaming out Julius Randle. So I could tell they're hyped, but that's still no excuse. And I really hope that Adam Silver and the NBA do something about it. And yeah, I feel bad. My apologies go out to Russell Westbrook and Trae Young. They should not have had to endure that kind of treatment, and I just hope people can actually learn from that kind of situation and not do something that incredibly stupid. So I'll just leave it at that. So another thing that I wanted to talk about besides the games itself last night and the games itself tonight is Boston. Now, Kyrie Irving said something about Boston, saying, because they play tonight, or actually, I don't even know if they play tonight. No, they don't play tonight. um, he was saying they have to go back to Boston. Kyrie Irving's basically said, I hope there's no subtle racism. And Danny Boy Ainge himself, this is why I don't like this guy. Danny Boy Ainge said, in my 26 years, I've never experienced or heard anybody talk about racism. And you know what? I get you're trying to be political. I get how you're trying to say Boston is a great community and yada yada. And I'm not like saying Boston's um, completely racist. I'm just saying that like there is racism down there. So like try googling Bill Russell and Boston racism. Just Google it. Just Google Bill Russell racism in Boston. And maybe Danny Boy Ainge needs to take a look at this clip that I'm saying and actually see that, hey, yes, there was racism. You just don't have the guts to actually come out and say it. Kyrie Irving said it because he knew and he knows that there is. And if you read the stories, there is. I'm not saying every person in Boston is racist, but I'm telling you that Boston has been known for some stories. Like if you Google that, you'll be surprised, and then you'll think twice about Danny Boy Ainge trying to protect his image, trying to protect the Boston Celtics, trying to protect the city of Boston, and for him to come out and say that's just utterly wrong, and for him to actually deny anything like that just shows you his character and where his head is at. So Danny Boy Ainge needs to actually be woke. Danny Boy Ainge needs to actually tell the truth. And I get how you want to protect your city and you don't want to reflect on anything bad about the city. Then if that's the case, you shouldn't have said anything at all. But don't tell me that there's no racism in Boston. You know what I mean? Like, and don't tell me you have not experienced anything in the last 26 years of racism. That is complete horse crap. You know it. You know it is. So let's go over the games last night. In the NHL last night, we had 3 games. 2 of them I was correct. The other one no. So Minnesota Wild tied it up, 3 games apiece. Game 7 will most likely be held tomorrow. Florida Panthers are out as Tampa Bay eliminated those guys. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are eliminated from New York Islanders. So the Islanders face Boston in the second round, and Tampa will face the winner of the Carolina and Nashville series. And Colorado will face the winner of the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights series, and that's most likely tomorrow. We also have the Winnipeg Jets just sitting and waiting for the winner of the Toronto and Montreal series. Now, to tonight's games, you have same thing, elimination, and I think it's going to happen. You have the Montreal Canadiens facing elimination tonight when they face the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they're down 3-1. So Toronto Maple Leafs are looking to close this tonight, and I think they will. I really think they're going to close it out tonight and eliminate Montreal Canadiens, go on to face the Winnipeg Jets. Also, what you have tonight is, I've been saying it for quite some time, and I don't know how the hell Nashville got this close, but Carolina Hurricanes are coming to eliminate the Nashville Predators tonight. It's 3-2 series, and they're going to look to end it tonight. In the NBA last night, you had Ja Morant dropping 47 points. Unbelievable. 47 points from on his second year. But that couldn't get the job done because Donovan Mitchell finally played a playoff game in this year, and he did a pretty good job. So, long story short, they killed him at half, but the Grizz came back, but only to be destroyed again by the Utah Jazz. So, I think Ja Morant and the Grizzlies got lucky in game 1 because Donovan Mitchell was not playing. Ja Morant is one hell of a player, and I guarantee you he is for real. He is legit. He will be an all-star one day for sure. But this series is over. Like in 5 games, Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz are going to win the next 3 games and defeat the Memphis Grizzlies. That's what's going to happen. So also last night you had the Knicks. Knicks took on the Atlanta Hawks, and Atlanta Hawks they led for most of the game, but then they let up. I think in the second half when Tom Thibodeau Tibbs actually went from Elfrid Payton from the starting lineup, and then he started Derrick Rose. Once he did that, it all clicked. Derrick Rose, he led the team. I can't remember how many points he got. Julius Randle, he was messing up a bit, but he got the job done. He ended up with 15 and 10. Taj Gibson performed pretty well down the stretch. So New York tied it up last night, and I love how Trae Young said, "Okay, I'll see you in the A. I'll see you in the A," as in I'll see you in Atlanta, and I think that's awesome because Trae Young is pretty young. Trae Young is young, but Trae Young is a young guy, and he has that competitive fire in him. And he's looking for that. He's looking to get some competition, and this is a series now. By him saying that, this is a series, 100%. Because now you have him drawing the battle lines and saying, "Come to Atlanta. We're going to show you. I'm ready. I'm ready." And, that's perfect because as an NBA fan, that's what you want to see. So Julius Randle and the Knicks are coming to Atlanta, and it's going to be one hell of a series. At the end of the day, Trae Young, he can't miss. Like, I know Atlanta and Dallas switched him, but both teams won because Trae Young is a phenomenal star, and he will be an all-star, maybe superstar, we don't know, but he is legit. He's one hell of a shooter. So game 3, I don't know. I still haven't made my prediction on that one, but it's tough to say. I think this series might go 7 games. So tonight we have Phoenix taking on the Lakers, and Chris Paul is hurt. We don't know if he's gonna play. could be, but the Lakers really need to dominate, and they really need to hone in their defense, their paint, and they gotta protect home court. And they're in LA, and quite frankly, they have not been surrounded by fans in less than or in more than a year. It's been in more than a year, so look for them to actually do some damage tonight. I can see the Lakers winning tonight because you have the fans and you're all hyped and whatnot. So this is what they stand for. This is what they live for. I've been to the Staples Center 3 times, and it is insane. And I've won or not. Every time I've been there, the Lakers have won. And so it's, if you haven't been to Staples Center, you have got to go to Staples Center. It's a phenomenal experience. So the fans really get into it, and yeah, basically, Phoenix Suns, they're young, but they're gonna feel the pressure tonight for sure. Um, Also, you have the Miami Heat taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks, they're up 2 games to none, and Jimmy Butler has not performed well at all, and we don't know if he's gonna like be the same Jimmy Butler in the bubble, but it's quite the scene for Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. They got all the shooters.